Hey everyone, how are you? It's been a little bit since we did a vlog video. I'd say a little too long. I wanted to check in on how I'm doing because, admittedly, it's been a lot of up and down lately. I've been pretty all over the place, to say the least. As you probably know, we recently moved. We've been out here in Virginia for about a couple months now, or a little more depending on when this video comes out. And moving has been more challenging on my mental health, much more than I anticipated. Especially with moving across the country. You know, I'm going to a completely different place. I don't really know anyone. And, I have to reestablish routines, learn how to, conduct my daily life in this new place I'm in. Reestablishing routines has always been challenging for me. And that's something I've always been very frustrated by. Whether, let's say during school and summer break happens, I always had a hard time settling into summer break, and then vice versa when getting back into school. So once I have an established routine, it's really challenging for me to, up and move that and do something completely different. So it's been really challenging to kind of reestablish myself and in my routines, and work comes into play with that because I've been feeling all over the place, my content has been feeling all over the place, and that's been extremely frustrating, to say the least. I feel like I haven't been able to be consistent enough, and that has caused a lot of anxiety and some depressive episodes that have been really hard to push through. And of course, along with that, I had just a slew of technical problems. Some of it definitely my fault, which is okay, it happens. Because one of them is that I was messing around with too many settings, and the encoding, if you know very much about encoding, kind of got messed up between the computers because I use a different computer. I use the PC to record my content, and I use my Mac to edit, and somewhere along the way I messed with too many things at once because I was feeling too impatient, because I was trying to find, the optimal settings. Yeah, since I did too much at once, it just kind of broke everything. Luckily, I fixed it. I just kind of reset everything. I reset my preferences into the default settings, and everything seemed to work again after that. But this was after weeks of me trying things and figuring out they weren't working. Then I had to scrap all the videos I made, which was not so bad because the content I was making was it was a lot of React videos, which is fine to kind of scrap. I didn't have a huge problem scrapping them because, I could make more. But, it doesn't change the fact that it was still frustrating. So along with the moving, the tech problems, because not long after we moved in, I tried, jumping back into things, which was already hard enough in itself. But of course I had all the problems on top of that, so moving, plus tech problems, plus already struggling to adjust. It was just
a tornado of messy emotions.
And then another thing that got tied up in all of that mess, because all of that is messy enough in its own right, I started comparing myself a lot to other creators. It's hard how much it can affect a person and their mental state, because especially for me, I am and always have been a very intense perfectionist, and I've always struggled with wanting to push myself to my fullest potential, which is a great trait in itself, but I tend to take it a little too far in the way that I push myself more than I really need to, or I'm pushing myself in a way that's unhealthy. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate with that. There's a cardinal out there. Oh, that just made my day. We have one that comes by every so often. He's so pretty. Or she. I don't know which. How can you tell what gender a bird is? Does anyone know? I should get on topic before I forget. Oh no. So anyway, yeah, the comparison thing. And how much I push myself. And it's in some ways admirable, and in some ways I admire my stubborn willpower to just keep pushing. Sometimes you just need to take a step back, and I have a very hard time with doing that. I'd have a lot of times where the intense anxiety and depressive episodes I was having would just get so bad that I just had no motivation to do anything. Because I have such high expectations for myself, it turns into this whole... It gets very ugly. Especially, oh, he's back. Hi! Bye. It's very hard to get out of that state of mind. So if you're someone who struggles with that sometimes or regularly or however, I feel ya. And it's okay. And even though it's kind of cheesy to say, it won't last forever. Because that's something I struggle with a lot too, that I don't let myself feel those things. I've always tended to bottle things up. A lot of people in my life can attest to that. Always tried to be the strong one and just push through it. And there's just times where you gotta let it be. But, you know, back to the comparison thing, you know, I was dealing with those thoughts, feeling jealous, and I realized along the way I was tying the success of other people to my own self-worth, as if their success really even affects me. In a way, that's kind of selfish of me to think, you know? Sheesh. Other people's success don't have anything to do with me. Whenever I felt the comparison or jealous feelings, I would be ashamed of myself at the same time, which kept perpetuating the, like, I'm a piece of crap feelings. Yeah, I would just feel really ashamed of myself for having a normal human feeling. Funny, huh? So, like, over and over again, I would just have such intense feelings about it, and it would just be a cycle. Having some time to sit with at least the comparison thing a little more, I'm getting more to a place where I can just genuinely feel happy for other people, because their success is wonderful, and I really am happy for them. And I don't need to beat myself up for also feeling jealous, because it's completely normal. The world of YouTube is a very... well, and just the world of content creating and trying to make a career out of that is a very fickle thing indeed. As I've been able to feel out all these emotions and feel a little more at peace with a lot of them, I'm able to give myself a little more credit for how far I really have come, because my channel still got monetized, and even though it's not very much right now, I'm okay with that. Because I still get to make what I love and hopefully make you guys happy and smile along the way and be genuinely proud of what I do. And that's everything. That's my music, that's my stupid react videos, it's my try not to laugh videos, my vlogs, and just everything in between. I love all of it. And this is gonna be far from the last time I deal with emotions like this. It's okay to take it a step at a time. It really is. I'm feeling pretty good today. I may only feel okay tomorrow. The next day I might feel terrible. That is the human experience. For so much of my life, if not the majority of my life, I've basically tried to be a robot. And that's just silly. We don't need to do that to ourselves. Just be human. It's the only thing we're perfect at. So all that to say, all these intense feelings and high anxiety... My kitchen light just broke. My freaking kitchen light just broke. What? Scared the crap out of me. Why is my apartment like this? This place has gotta be freaking haunted. Someone's mad. Neat. Well, I gotta go take care of that. Whatever ghost is haunting my apartment, what? Why? So, to finish up, like I was saying, these feelings are normal, and it's okay to feel them as they come up, and you don't need to punish yourself for them. And I'm saying this both to you and myself. If you're watching this and I mean you should because you're editing. Stop it. But this is a loving stop it. This isn't a you being a jerk to yourself stop it. This is what I'm trying to practice these days. It is okay that it takes time. I am learning more about myself, and I'm learning how to give myself peace and the permission to have peace, because I deserve that. Please don't be cruel to yourself, because you don't deserve that. Even though you feel like you do, You don't. I know life is exhausting at times, and that itself is okay. And you're gonna be alright. Take it from a chronically anxious person. If I can do it, so can you. And after all that, I'm doing okay. And I've learned a lot over the last couple of months about myself, about how I handle my day-to-day life, and I'm gonna use that and help myself find more reasons to be at peace and just be happy. And not be such a dang jerk to myself. Alright, well, I'm gonna take care of my freaking light that just broke.
The heavens are trying to tell me something.
Friggin' light ruining my train of thought and my
meaningful message.
That's it for now. Be kind to yourself. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. I love you all.
Goodbye.